Hey everyone, how are you? It's Leslie. Just a few minutes late because I just got some news. I'm still like partying. I'm so very excited. So one of my goals, I'm trying to think of how long it's been a goal. One of my goals a couple years ago, I'll say easily 2 years, has been to be able to be a contributing writer for Entrepreneur.com. And part of that is I think, no, I know that I have a unique voice in small business because I come from the standpoint as a small business owner, as somebody that works with a lot of small businesses. And from a service-based business perspective, I think right now we have so much content out there that is startup oriented. No worry about that, or no problem with that. Or product-based oriented, or technology like the SaaS or software as a service kind of model oriented. But we have very little, so very little, really talking about services and professional services and a really huge part of the economy. I met Dr. Paula Green. She works at the Department of Labor, and she is kind of over women in business, if you will, that aspect of the Department of Labor things. And I was like, I've just been looking forever to find a statistic to kind of support what I intuitively know. And I said, I just think service-based businesses are predominance in the market, but you can never find a stat that tells you. She goes, it's 87%. And I was like, thank you. Right. So 87% of the economy out there that are service-based businesses. So I'm just passionate about making sure that we're represented because, yes, some great ideas can come down from all these other different business models and all this other way of growing and using a lot of the changes in the economy to our advantage. But you have to tweak it. You have to, it's not just like a one size fits all kind of model. So I'm super excited. I think I can announce it. I'm in. So, but I just got nominated as Entrepreneur.com contributor today. I got access in today. So we're going to sit down and determine what our first article is going to be and get that published out here in the next week or two, which is crazy because we have the 5-day challenge starting in 6 days. Next week is the challenge week. So, it always tends to happen that way, doesn't it? When the good stuff comes, it tends to come in batches. But that's good. It's not a problem. We'll get it done. So, but today we're talking about really managing debt in a small business. And so I got this email this morning. I love it when things get delivered to my inbox. But 58 respondents of this survey put on by the Small Business for America's Future, not political activist group, guys. But it's one of the things through my work with NABO that has been really interesting to me. It's to see the full cycle from lobby side into public policy, into law, into action in small businesses, actual business, like seeing how quickly some of that stuff can actually impact small business. So I thought this survey was interesting, but 58 of respondents have new debt related to what has been going on in the economy. And of those who have new debt, half of it is $50,000 or more, and 30% is $100,000 or more. Not surprising. If you took advantage of the PPP or the EIDL, then you're going to have taken on some debt. And I can easily say every single one of my clients has taken advantage of these programs, both if not just one, but in some way, everyone has taken advantage of these programs. And I've supported that maneuver for a lot of reasons, but it does come down to how are we going to manage this? How do you manage against a set of rules that keep on changing on you? And so I thought I'd talk about that today, what we're doing. I'll share kind of what we're doing across my clients. What I will say is I'm not a CPA. I'm not your tax advisor. I'm not your banker. You should be talking to everyone. I just got off one of my client calls and we were talking about CPAs. And I was like, yes, we need somebody that is involved in this discussion because the rules are so changing that what I say today may be outdated tomorrow. So just think about that. Make sure that you're having conversations with your banker, with your CPA, with if you've got a business coach, with everyone that's touching the money right now. In fact, I would say I would recommend monthly conversations with that group. Everyone comes to the table and is talking about things right now. And that's a really interesting point because I find that business owners have these financial conversations in silos. So you might be talking about to your financial advisor in one silo, and maybe they've helped you do reserve cash, and that's fabulous. Totally on board with that. And then you're talking to your CP over here in a silo, and you're just talking taxes. Taxes and filing. And then you've got your bookkeeper in the middle who's just trying to keep your books straight, really make sure the record keeping's there. And then maybe you've got somebody like me who's helping you manage some cash on a daily basis, helping you grow with that money, all of those things. But I find very rarely is everyone coming to the table to have a conversation. And I do believe it should be done. I think in normal times, I'm happy with once a year. Twice a year. I think now is a case where it needs to be more frequent. So maybe once a month, depending on your situation, how ever changing that might be, at least once a quarter, moving forward until we reach the land of stability. Because here's the thing. Things like the PPP for a lot of people, I think all but one client where we moved forward. We got it early and on enough to where we moved in that 8-week mode of operations, and that's what we were doing. You have one person that got it a little bit later, so they've actually been able to adopt the new characteristics of the plan into their business. But the EIDL is a totally different story. Or maybe you didn't do the EIDL and you did a line of credit, or you did a secured asset-backed type of lending, whatever that is, right? How are we going to manage that? And I'll say number one is keep your books clean. Now more than ever, keep your books clean. And so one of the ways that we're doing this in our QuickBooks across my clients is that we are doing separate checking accounts, if you will, for each type of funding that comes in so that we can accurately attribute expenses towards that account. If you look at stuff like your PPP, you're going to have to verify, and even your EIDL, when you sign those loan documents, as I've read them over with my clients, when you sign those loan documents, you're basically guaranteeing that you're going to be able to demonstrate what those expenses are. You've got to start now, because in 3 years, you're not going to remember. I mean, let's be honest, we're not going to remember. There's too much going on. So making sure that your books are really clean and that you're attributing the right expense to the right funding bracket is one of those daily management things that you can be doing in your business to help move forward. We, as a whole, it's interesting. We've handled the PPP and the EIDL differently. And this, again, just how we're doing it. Please consult your own financials, your own financial advisors. I'm going to take a drink real fast. And one of the things we're doing is like the PPP, we actually, in some cases, counted it into our cash flow where we were looking at that immediacy of the money. The EIDL, though, we're not counting in it to the cash flow. And you can go either way with this. As a whole, we're still rolling very conservatively because we just don't have enough direction to move forward. So we want to make sure that we can make this money support us for as long as it's possible to support us so that we can make smart decisions. But we are looking at things right above the low-hanging fruit. I always say your low-hanging fruit's what you knock out first, right? The things that don't take cash, that don't take time, that are quick, short-term return on your investments, like knock those out first, right? But we're talking about that next tier of things where you might actually have to start investing. into strategies and techniques that can help stabilize and help your business to grow. That's really where we need to hit first. And for instance, we put one strategy into impact with a client a month and a half ago. I think we're just about to start the second month. And we're seeing really good response from it, which is great. And it's that case of holding that also long enough to allow the return to come in. So month one saw some really good results starting. Month two, or coming into the second month, we're getting stronger. And the question that my client posed is, do we invest more? And I honestly said, look, it's good results so far, but I wonder if we're still ramping up. Like if we're still ramping up, let's let that money come in a little bit more and then look at what that investment needs to be. So that's one of the ways that I think you can do this very smart, being aggressively conservative, if you will, when it comes to the money. I will say, and I talk about this a lot, I highly recommend a predictive cash flow tool. I put my clients onto PocketSmith. It's more than a budgeting tool. This is actually giving as near to real-time forecasting of what your daily cash balances will look like in your business. It's a game changer right now when things are shifting so much and there's still so much unknown. So make sure you're taking a look at that. Outside of really good bookkeeping, guys, and keep it clean and keep it documented and make notes and really keep on top of those things. Be aggressively conservative, meaning you want to make sure that this money will last you as long as possible, but that you're using it to fix the problem. And the problem is, for most people, getting cash in. So that's really what we want to make sure that we're concentrating on with that money. And what we're reinvesting in is it all about strategies that will really help us get cash in. That's the first one. If you feel like you've done what you can do there and you still have some money that you can reinvest in your business, then look at things that help you be more efficient and therefore produce more profit second. Okay, so get cash in the door, get the cash flowing, because that's really the major problem. But then if you can bring in your cash efficiencies and start to boost your profit, then you actually fix your long-term cash problem. Okay, but you notice I'm not saying perks. I'm not saying massive investments in capital unless it makes really good sense for you. That's why you need conversations with all the people that touch your money, both personal and private, or personal and business. Like I said, your financial advisors need to be a part of this conversation. Your CPAs, your bookkeepers, because they're the ones recording and tracking. Whoever your CFO or somebody's helping you with growth and cash management, everybody needs to be at the table right now, really giving you the best possible look at how to manage this money. The last thing that I will kind of leave you with on this is really to make sure that you've got a plan to be putting the money back. You know, the blessing of the idol is that the first payment's not going to be due for 12 months. That's awesome. That's grace, right? And really and truly, the idol is nearly free money, as free as you could get. It's a house payment. It really is just incredible opportunity. If you can manage it well and use it properly in your business, it can really be life changing. So I have been a huge advocate all along the way that apply. Just apply for any funding opportunity that you see that you remotely qualify for, because we need that runway. We're already seeing this stretch out. Friday, I think it was Friday, maybe Thursday, we heard the news from the school districts here in Dallas that they're going to not go back to school in person, which is great, fully in support of it. But as a mom and as a business owner, I was a little depressed because that means it's going to take a little bit longer, right? So I've been even telling my kids, and don't be surprised if you're doing this for the rest of the year. And even the survey, what they say, 80% of small business owners expect the disruption to business to continue through the end of the year and into the next year. And I think that's probably very likely, and what I've been sharing with you over the last couple of months. So I want to take a moment and really invite you. This is the biggest reason, guys, that we're doing the 5-day challenge, because we just see the lasting impact of what is going on with our economy and with our small businesses. And we're committed to seeing as many business owners through that time period. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is collaboration. The other way is just to help you step by step figure out what to do today, what to do tomorrow, and maybe, I don't know, what never to do again in your business, so that you emerge from this so much stronger, so much more stable, so much more profitable, and so much better protected against what I think is going to be kind of our new way of operation, in needing to be nimble, needing to be flexible, needing to be able to adapt to change as it comes to us. And one of the ways that you do that is to have a really good cash base in your business, and manage that money just a smidgen different. So the link is here. I encourage you to join us. We only have 6 more days to register. We're in the official countdown. We start a week from today on the 27th, a really easy 5-day challenge. And hey, if you could do one thing in 5 days that could shift the nature of your business, why wouldn't you? Especially if it's for free. So be sure to register. Check back tomorrow. We'll be doing another live on another topic. I'm going to go off and celebrate my Entrepreneurcom contributorship and figure out an article to write. And we'll be seeing you soon. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you're having a great Monday. Here's to it being a profitable week, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye.